Love it.
You know, I feel all beyond.
Beautiful. Totally.
And with
the times they are changing.
yes.
Shut the fuck up! Finally, Red Table Talk is back.
Yeah.
Considering all that has happened in the last few weeks, the Smith family has been focusing on deep healing. You know, call me crazy, but I'm starting to think that all of this deep healing red table talk is the cause of, rather than the solution to, all of the things that the Smith household are going through. As with everything in this world, you know, even something as simple as slapping Chris Rock in the face in the middle of the Oscars ceremony. There is nuance to this story. What made Will Smith's emotions, frustrations boil over in such a manner? Some have blamed his wife, but is that too simple an explanation? Could there be more layers to this? And by layers, I mean more annoying women living in his house. Some of our discoveries around our healing will be shared at the table when the time calls.
Yeah.
Until then, the table will continue offering itself to powerful, inspiring, and healing testimonies like that of the incredibly impressive first guest.
Willow, this was your special request. Every single person I know, including me, is just obsessed with you.
So we're going to take a look at the first episode of the new series of Red Table Talk. And I think you're going to like it. But I just want you to, for a while, just for a moment, while we're listening to this interview, imagine, put yourself in Will Smith's shoes for 5 damn seconds. And imagine having to live with these people.
You're back at the table.
This is going to be an exciting one.
It is. Well. This was your special request.
It was.
Yes. And a good one.
So they walk into the room and very, very annoyingly, Jada is sort of singing and putting voices on and whatnot, and that's annoying. You know, it's not enough to tip me over the edge. I'm not going to slap the shit out of Chris Rock. But I don't know, after 30 years of it, I don't know, Chris Rock might be, you know, if he gets in my way. I'm just saying, because, you know, it feels like that's going to be the vibe all the time in the house. It doesn't feel like they're acting. It feels like that's what they do all the time.
Our special guest is an icon living and was on my wish list of people I wanted to bring to the table.
Now, I don't want it to turn into this, right? But it is a thing, right? As I'm getting older, I find people who are younger than me that behave with too much confidence. I want to crush that confidence. I'm joking. I like confidence is a great thing, you know, and I wish at 21 I had been more confident. Yeah, definitely. But she's arrogant. Willow Smith is annoying. She's confident in a way that a 13-year-old is. You know how like 12, 13-year-olds they think they're adults. And they do stuff to kind of imitate adults. You're 21, Willow. You're 21 years old. You are an adult. Just start behaving like one. Anyway, you'll see what I mean.
She's a Grammy-nominated cover girl, rebel, author, CEO, actor, hero, and genius.
Who they invited on the show? Elon Musk. It's just, I'm sure some of those things are right. Some of those things are true, but some of them felt like opinion. You know, hero, rebel. Who have they invited on? Haile Selassie? Nelson Mandela? Jesus Christ.
She describes herself as a free-ass mofo, and I love that.
So here you get the first glimpse of what I find annoying about, what's her name? Willow Smith. I love that. It's like, okay, all right, nobody cares what you love. Nobody cares what you love. That's the kind of thing a 40, 50-year-old person can say, right? You know, I've lived a long time, and I can tell you, I love that kind of person, right? I love that kind of person. A free-ass mofo. I love that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And by the way, how old is the guest? I mean, she's surely not younger than Willow Smith. Willow Smith's 21. That's the kind of thing you say about a younger guest. I love the cut of his jib. You know, he's a good kid. I love him. Free-ass mofo. Yeah, rebel, like me, like I was back in the day. You're 21!
I do too. Please welcome Janelle Monae.
And look, I don't want to make too fine a point of it because, you know, it's not the point of the video at all. But, you know, what is she wearing? What is she wearing? I mean, she's clearly a lost little girl. She needs a mum to tell her how to dress, for God's sake. The emperor has no clothes. Some child has to come out and say, look, Willow, you're naked. There is no golden thread. You are naked. You look insane.
I kind of just want to jump in.
Yeah.
So you're from Kansas.
Yes, Kansas City, Kansas.
Love it.
I can't go 5 seconds in this video without stopping and cringing. Am I insane, right? Should a 21-year-old be allowed to, when they hear, I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, should they legally be allowed to go, love it? Do you think Will Smith maybe spent so many decades away from home acting and doing his stuff that he suddenly turned round at the age of 53 and gone, what the hell is this little slice of hell that I've made for myself? Mm-hmm.
My grandmother had 14 brothers and sisters, and she was a sharecropper in Aberdeen, Mississippi, and they would share one pair of shoes.
I got nothing to add to that. Yeah, it's just what it is, you know. It's just annoying. I'm just cringing the whole time. I'm cringing. I can't. I want
to talk about the journey of your sexuality and you realizing this is who I want to be. This is who I am.
I just looked up out of curiosity how old Janelle Monae is. As I'm so out of touch. I don't know who anyone is. But she's 36. So all right. Willow asking about her experiences. Okay, fair enough.
I'm non-binary.
Yeah.
So I just don't see myself as a woman or solely or, you know, I feel all...
The patronizing sounds that come out of Jada and Willow's mouths are just, they're unbearable. How could anyone live in this house without losing their mind?
Or, you know, I feel all of my energy. I feel like God is so much bigger than the he or the she. It's like, you're right. It's like something, and if I am from God, I am everything.
Yes, the way you feel makes you more similar to God. Yes, that's right. You are more like God than other people, which is, yes, great, fantastic. She's a God. She's a god and we're, you know, mere mortals.
I am everything, but I will always stand with women. Yeah. I will always stand with black women, but I just see...
If she's looking at me like that in the interview, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say, what are you doing? I'm 15 years older than you. Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it. Incidentally, notice that the guest is saying things that they all agree with. They're just, yeah, right on. They're not actually even listening to what she's saying. But God forbid one day anyone actually says something that they strongly disagree with. Can you imagine being in that house and saying something that they don't agree with? There would be hell to pay.
Everything that I am,
beautiful.
Beyond the binary. when I see people, I see your energy first. I don't see like how you identify.
Totally.
And
Totally what? Totally what? She's saying a load of vacuous, inane, meaningless, vague shit. Great. I'm glad she totally agrees, though. I'm glad the 21-year-old approves. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I shouldn't attack people for their age. She's just annoying. She's just annoying.
I feel like that opens you up to fall in love with
whomever.
With any beautiful spirit, you know?
That's so interesting. The times they are changing.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What got you ready to come out publicly?
Well, you know, somebody said if you don't work out the things that you need to work out first, before
yourself.
you share with the world, then you'll be working it out with the world.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that. If I was the 36-year-old being interviewed by the 21-year-old, at that point, again, I would have to... I think at this point, I would just stand up and leave. I'd be like, what? Sorry, what? She's 21, not 13. I would be less harsh on a 13-year-old talking like that. As annoying as it is, I work with teenagers every day, and the 12, 13-year-olds, they are the worst people in the world. They really are. It's an awful age, right? They get really cocky and arrogant, and they say things like that as though they've got decades of life experience. You don't want to do that. Woohoo! No, yeah. I've been down that road a million times. Preaching to the choir here. But you're 21 now, right? My experience with teenagers is they go through that phase. Around 14, 15, they calm down a little bit in terms of, at least in front of adults, they get a little bit shy again. Then around 16, 17, 18, they start to come into the sort of adult persona. And they either become sort of more extroverted, maybe continue to be introverted, something like that. But they have this sort of knowledge of how to behave in public and how to speak to people who are older than them and how to speak to people who are younger than them. Willow. I think this is the problem of growing up a billionaire, you know, and not like old money rich, just like these actor parents who have to act all the time and put on a show. It's like you grow up around that. And what are you? You don't have to be anything. The normal learning curves that normal people all have to go through just don't apply. Because you got these parents who suddenly got famous and rich by being sort of crazy and extroverted and entertaining. And I don't know, what knowledge do they pass on to you that that's the way to go about in life? Humility didn't get them to where they are, you know, not really. And am I explaining this well enough? I don't know. Surely you can see what I'm seeing. Surely you can all see it.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Here's the one point that I think most people miss. We are so worried about other people accepting us. The first question one has to ask, how come I don't accept myself?
Ooh.
Okay?
Yes.
And that's where the work starts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly it.
Really having to look at yourself and go, why do I have a problem with me?
This is a recurring theme with Jada Pinkett Smith. She's always saying, why did I ever bother considering anyone else's feelings when it's me? I have to satisfy me. I have to be me. And it's like, no, you fucking don't. No, you do have to consider other people's feelings. Yeah, you do. Even you, Jada. I don't know exactly what she's referring to here because she hasn't come out, you know. She went off and had an affair with a young boy while she was married. And it's like, I need to satisfy me. I don't need to think about what my husband or children will think about this. No, I have to be happy with myself.
It's like, well, my mom might think this, and my dad might think that, and my cousins might think this. And it's like, okay, but what do you think about it first?
What do you think?
And then you got to go into, oh, well, I was taught that that wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I was taught that. And it's like, now we have to, like,
Backtrack.
we got to backtrack, and we have to we have to unravel all that, and then we have to give ourselves new information, create a new foundation.
At this point, Jada is talking word salad, right? You know, I've listened to complicated conversations. This isn't complicated. This is nonsense. And Willow chimes in with, yep. Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, that's it. New information. Yes, that's
For ourselves to sit on, you know, that God loves all people.
Yeah, absolutely.
God don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so the more we get comfortable with ourselves, and the more that we can walk in our own skin, we don't really expect or need others.
So it's like if you coming around, you got to be bringing.
Right. You got to be right.
Because I don't need your validation.
Exactly.
In that way.
It's fascinating when people hear those sound bites, like you shouldn't be seeking external validation all of the time, and narcissists apply this to their own life. It's I really don't think that Jada Pinkett Smith or Willow Smith's main problem is that they have spent too long seeking the approval of others. There's a big difference between, you know, not constantly seeking other people's approval, you know, not having an overly dependent personality, and just caring about other people's feelings, or just being considerate. You know, that doesn't mean you're weak.
Yeah.
Were you always this unapologetic about
And
yourself?
fearless?
No, absolutely not.
I think social media society overvalues being unapologetic. And I think Willow Smith's actually called it by its right name. Being unapologetic, that's not a good thing. It's become like a thing that everyone says now. And Jada was quick to chime in there and say, oh no, fearless. It's fearless. We're not unapologetic. We're not afraid of apologizing. No, never. We're fearless. Incidentally, I think being fearless is overrated as well. I think you should be brave. I think you should experience fear. Otherwise, you're a psychopath.
We're wired. Humans are wired to want to be accepted by the community.
You will.
And it goes on like this.
I don't think I can go on any further. It's watch it for yourselves. It's on Facebook.